9 days left until Christmas, and as you just heard, it's not just a deadline for shoppers looking to play Santa. It's the deadline Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has repeatedly thrown out there for action in his chamber on the Build Back Better bill. And it looks like the Senate will be delivering a lump of coal to the White House when it comes to the president's Yuletide wish. Here to talk about that and a few other political pitfalls, Fox 40 political analyst, Republican Karen Roseberry, and Democrat Ed Emerson. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Build Back Better appears, though, to be going bust. The last expanded child tax credit payments that this bill could have extended for a year went out yesterday. Senator Manchin got very huffy with the press yesterday when questioned about this extra money for families being part of the reason he's still strongly opposing this bill and its $1.75 trillion price tag. Biden's approval ratings tanking in some polls. A new one by CNN, though, is looking up for him. Ed, what's the midterm fallout? What weight does the president's desire carry if this major part of his agenda doesn't get done on his timeline?
Well, I think it's absolutely sincere. Your question is very good because I think it's trouble for him if he doesn't get it through. I don't think he's given up on it yet. I think there is a possibility, looking at some of the other stuff that's passed this week, that Build Back Better could get passed. I mean, there's money in there for California for early childhood education, for free preschool, for Pell Grants, for kids going to college. I mean, this is an important act to bring this country roaring back after the COVID pandemic. I think it's a good bill. I think that there's a possibility President Manchin, as we're referring to him now, I think could move off of that thing, and I think we can get it passed. I like the question. I do. I think it's trouble for him if we don't get it passed, and I just don't know how much trouble.
All right, Karen, do you have a take on how much trouble?
I think that it will be problematic in actually the long run of actually getting it passed. If it doesn't happen now, then that sense of urgency and imminency and immediacy is really what they're banking on and counting on. And the longer it takes, the slower the approach, the more cautious and waitful the tenor is taken, the less the necessity and the urgency will be. I think that there's even talk of pulling out maybe some of the pieces that are most crucial and voting on those separately. That could be a little more challenging to accomplish, but it might be the wiser course of action because Senator Manchin is right in pausing on this and slowing this car down because we've got an inflation issue in this country that is devastating, and if this bill passes, that very likely is only going to be made worse. And I think his warnings and his kind of sounding of those alarms is wise.
All right, Karen, you just mentioned inflation. I was going to ask, that's something that everybody's kind of criticizing the administration about. And then we heard from the Federal Reserve yesterday that they're going to maybe hike interest rates 3 times. When people are looking at that, how much blame do you think the president's going to end up getting for that?
Well, I think that the sitting president almost always gets the blame, rightfully or wrongfully so. The simple fact of the matter is that the buck stops at his desk. And there are aspects to this where people are seeing these policies where there's been a lot of money dumped into the economy, and people are now super guarded about spending. And, even as we're approaching the Christmas season, there's just a lot of, caution and alarm. We're at a 6.2% inflation rate. We've got the Fed saying that, the worst enemy facing, a fiscal and financial recovery is inflation. People are cautious.
All righty, Ed, when it comes to inflation, how much or how big of a chink is this going to put in the president's armor?
I myself don't know what inflation is. I couldn't define it. If it was standing in front of me, I might recognize it. I think most Americans right now are crushed by this pandemic and by COVID, and we have fatigue and we're ready to get out. And shopping is at an all-time high. Online shopping, especially at an all-time high. I think that, as Karen said, and I agree, is that the sitting president takes a beating regardless of what's going on. I mean, if it's good news, bad news, or indifferent, the president is going to have to answer for all of it. I think the Fed is moving right now very wisely to raise interest rates. I got my refinance in just in time to get the lower interest rate. But I think it's going to come out in the next 3 or 4 months, exactly where we're going. And I think the first interest rate hike by the Fed is going to slow inflation. And I think the economy is going to continue to roar. Unemployment's at 4.2%. People are going back to work. President Biden is got a tough road to hoe, but I think he's doing a good job.
All righty. Speaking of a leader and the job that they're doing, the drumbeat of government overreach in the state of California is really getting louder now that the governor has reinstated a statewide mask mandate to help curb current coronavirus numbers. How does that play out, Karen?
Right. I think that it's going to kind of just diminish that confidence that we're seeing as to getting back to normal. And as people are cautious and already concerned about spending dollars because they don't know what the future holds. And now we've got another variant that's on the horizon. We have, another mask mandate that just, keeps everyone in this state of limbo that doesn't allow normalcy to return. And when there's uncertainty in the economy as well, it harbors a kind of a loom and kind of a loomingness that is there that is hard to get out from underneath.
All right, and Ed, you're going to have the last word on this. What about the whole notion of government overreach coming back out against Governor Newsom?
One of the fundamental differences between Republicans and Democrats is the role of government. Is that Democrats, myself included, believe that government has a responsibility to dig into what Republicans would say are too many personal areas and aspects of
liberty.
Of life. I mean, but when you got to work today, you drove the speed limit. When you wore a seatbelt, you drove in a car that had airbags. I mean, the auto industry is a great example of government reach.
Okay.
Government making a difference. The auto companies fought airbags, fought seatbelts, fought safety glass and the things. Get a vaccine, get a booster, wear a mask. I almost swore there.
Yeah, I see that. I'm glad you held yourself back.
myself.
We're going to have to put a
I'm
pin
so
in it
happy.
there, but obviously, Ed, you're saying that
shoot.
you think this is a good thing, and him taking this stand and reinstating the mask mandate will play
Yes.
well for him. We appreciate your insight on all these issues this morning. Thanks to you both.
Thanks,
you so much.
Karen. Thanks,
Thank you. I
Sincere.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Time now to check back.